Jimmy Butler, he's a very interesting player to me.
He's like, oh, shoot, I don't know where to go with the ball because I haven't been able to think.
It was a great series. Game 4 was one of the best games I've ever watched in my entire life. Now LeBron's a 4-time champion, and Anthony Davis gets his first.
It's unacceptable. So happy when the Astros lost because it would definitely be a 2020 thing.
Yeah, I was impressed by their game. Braden Point, Andre Palat, Nikita Kucherov, that was the best line in the playoffs, no doubt.
Stay undefeated when they face the mighty Cowboys with Garrett Gilbert.
Hey everyone, I'm Jared Sandler, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NHL Opinions of the Week. We're talking about the Dallas Stars as it's a huge time for them. And the man that's been the bright spot of hope, you've been pushing for us. There's a group chat. We kind of do need to change his group chat name because it was a Rangers group chat. I think I've brought this up before. But the man that has been pouring out hope, Austin.
Yeah, just to start out with what I told him is that the Stars were tied for the most away wins this year in the NHL. So if any team was to win away games to get back into a series, they're definitely one of the teams that could do it.
Yeah, the problem is Vegas is also really good at home, which is why I'm scared. And if we're looking, Vegas was 3-0 against the Stars this season, and they are currently now 6-0. They've won 6 straight against the Stars, including regular season and past playoffs.
Yeah, this is the Nuggets Lakers of the NHL at the moment, but that doesn't mean it has to result in the same thing. Do we think the Stars will turn it around, Kevin?
Probably not. No, I don't. Maybe they can win one game. There's a guy you and I follow for hockey content, and he was not. Man, listening to that video was not fun. It seems like a matchup problem, and Vegas is just too good. Their defense is fantastic, and they have that championship. They've earned that championship mentality. They have that championship attitude. You know, the Stars struggled. They didn't come on hot in game 1, they messed up in game 1 by getting that penalty. They got the first goal in game 2, and then before, I think they maybe had it for a minute or two, Vegas gets it back. Vegas evens it. It's so tough.
These games are so close, though.
I know.
Kevin. They're one goal away from just turning and flipping on their head. I do believe the Stars will turn it around. And by turn around, I mean they will at least win 2 games in this series. I think at least, honestly, if I had to predict, I think this series goes at least 7. I don't think 7. Unless they come back and win in 6. I don't think they will
lose more than 7. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I could say that they could win in 6. They could just win the next 4 games. Yeah. So I would say that it goes 6 or 7. I can see the Stars winning it definitely. I'll say it now. I still think they are my pick to win this series. People forget that they were the second best team in the NHL according to points. That they had such a great end of the year. Sometimes you just have 2 bad games, and now you get a longer break between game 2 and game 3 for travel and everything else. Guys don't look 100%. Obviously, Foxa and Marchment. We don't know about their status for game 3, but the Stars play good when they're desperate. Joe Pavelski has not played well, and I'm a big Joe Pavelski guy. But, Kevin, in 2014, when the Kings won the Cup, the Kings were down 0-3 in a series, or down 3-0 in a series.
Were they
the Kings? Team? They were not. But the reason why I brought it up is because Joe Pavelski's the team that lost it. The Joe Pavelski Sharks were up 3-0 on the Kings and lost. How good of retribution would it be if that happened the other way around against a team like Vegas? My point with that was saying, and I understand, it's actually, I think, easier to come down 3-0 if you are the home team versus the road team. Why do I say that? Right. If you're down 3-0, you would play a game at home and then home, road. You're going to play 2 games in 2 games either way. So if you're down 3-0, you're going to play 2 games on the road, 2 games at home, no matter what. The advantage of playing if you're the home team, though, is you get Game 7 at home, and I think that matters. So you get Game 4 on the road, Game 5 at home, Game 6 on the road, Game 7 at home. That matters. I think it's an easier route than Game 4 at home, Game 5 on the road, Game 6 at home, and Game 7 on the road. So I don't think that the 3-0 comeback is what's going to happen. I think the Stars win this series in 7 just by winning the next game. But, I mean, Kevin, think about this. This is what we compare to the Clippers and Mavs, right? What happened the last time the Clippers and Mavs faced in the series, right? It was Clippers win both games at Mavs, or I think it was actually Mavs win both games at Clippers. Did the Mavs go?
Yeah, Mavs were up 2-0, and I seriously thought the Mavs were going to be up 3-0, and we were going to sweep the Clippers. They had like a 20-point lead in Game 3 at home, and then the Clippers came back and tied it.
These rivalry series, Kevin, they are going to go long. They are not going to go short. They rarely do. They rarely go short. And I implore you to have some faith. Even if you don't necessarily believe they're going to win, have some faith that they'll turn it around.
I do have, there is hope, Austin. I do believe, and I want to believe, that the Stars come back and even it 2-2.
They don't even need to even it. They need
one.
I
feel like it's going to happen. However,
they just need to come back to Dallas for Game 5. That's all they need. It's all they need. If they can just get to Dallas. They don't even have to win Game 3. They just obviously have to win Game 4.
I want to win Game 3.
Game 3 is obviously the goal.
Game 4. And then, yeah.
But NHL, there's been 3 series from town 3-0. And what's funny, my favorite team, the Bruins, gave it up in 2010. They were up 3-0 and then lost it. And one of my favorite players in the league, Joe Pavelski, was also the one that was up 3-0 and lost it. So that's funny that I kind of have favorites in both of and they both lost it the last 2 times that it's happened. But it is far from over. Do I have to remind you all of the very good stats about the Stars this year that would prove that they are not as poor as they played? And it's not blowouts. They are 1-goal games.
But that makes it hurt.
It makes it hurt, but it doesn't mean...
You can understand why I'm at this point and why the people in the group chat are like, dude, this sucks.
I can get why it sucks. I truly do. But it could be worse. I'm telling you, be down 5. If they lost both games 5-0, 4-0,
that's true.
I would be feeling significantly more bad about this.
Okay. So going into that, do you change the lines for this? I say yes. Because I think Stars are a great team. I think Vegas is just so great at the way they play, and that hurt. And it's just a matchup problem, too. Vegas is a great team.
Here's why I disagree and agree at the same time. So I'll go with my disagree first. So I disagree because these lines were so good in the regular season. They produced so many goals, so many points, that I think 2 games is too small of a sample size for me to say, let's just switch it up. Why I like it, though, if we remember, Joe Pavelski was out at the start of, after the first game of the round 1, he came back for round 2, game 1. And they didn't put him back on Pavelski and Sons line. They put him with Max Domi and Mason Marchment. Mm-hmm. I could see a scenario where they put him with Dodonov and Sagan as it was in practice today as we're recording to this. And that is what clicks. I could see it. It may just be a matchup problem. I think players aren't 100%, but that's every team right now in hockey. But I don't hate changing it around, but I also wouldn't hate if they didn't. I see both pathways here.
Yeah. I wouldn't hate it either because of that, but I think it's just the way the Stars attack, Vegas is so prepared for it. I almost want to hit them with speed. So I like the way it was at practice, except they did downplay it. And they did change it up in the 3rd period, but I don't know if that was because of how the game was going or Marchment and Fox have both got injured. So the lines we're talking about is Sagan was not on the ice, but it was Dodonov, Pavelski. Here's the line I love. Robertson, Hintz, Johnston. Wyatt Johnston has been amazing, but he's not been the best. The best player, I think, so far has been Stankoven. But I almost want to put... You mentioned, Pavelski doesn't look 100%. I think I really want the speed line. I want to have the best speed, and I think Robertson, Hintz, and Johnston do that. And I think that's a way to hit Vegas.
I get that, but I do think the big reason why... Pavelski's such a good passer, as well as obviously goal scorer, that when Hintz and Robertson are going, that he could just hit them. I think it's a good... it makes sense to have one slow guy and two
Yes.
blazing fast guys.
But yeah, I'm not like, I don't know the hockey X's and O's, but I feel like there's something with once Dallas goes into the zone, they have trouble getting into the zone and getting set up because Vegas will just beat them to the zone. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but it seems like
Vegas gets set up easily. Their neutral zone defense, stopping them from getting into the zone, is very good.
Yeah,
I do believe that they're going to have to obviously get into the zone more if they want to win game 3.
So that's why I'm team speed, especially like, and here's like the other lines which I'm going to do. So I have the Robertson, Hintz, Johnson line where they can just speed through, get into the ozone. Yeah, that's the right thing. Ozone, is that a proper term?
Yeah.
And then they can set up because Vegas can't let them in. That's the problem, because I feel that's what's been going on is Dallas can't really get set up, and that's what's hurting Pavelski, because Pavelski can still score in other ways, but Pavelski does his best when he gets in front of the net. And Dallas just hasn't had the time to do that. So my thing, I love the Robertson, Hinch, Johnson line. I hope we see that to speed. I kind of want to put Pavelski, Ben, and Sagan together because I think they're around the same speed, and I think they would really complement each other. And that would, once they get into the zone, then Pavelski can get set up, and then maybe he can do his magic.
Yeah, my problem with having a lot of players who are the same speed on the same line is that they could match up. They could put their speed line against yours, and their lines against their defensive assignments matched up against what you're doing. It does make it difficult to adjust unless you're switching lines, obviously, because those guys play very similar ways for the Stars that you just mentioned. It makes it tough. I like the Dodonov Sagan Pavelski line. I think Sagan and Pavelski could get each other going, and Dodonov is finally off the fourth line, which would get him more offensive minutes. So I do like that. I don't think you change anything about the power play. I know at the very end of the game, Pavelski wasn't in. They put Stankoven in, but I don't know if that's necessarily because of health reasons or if that's because of just Pavelski had a bad game or what it was. But I do believe that changes are needed. I wouldn't change any of the D pairings. I think the defense has been okay. I do think the turnovers are the main reason that they are playing this poorly. It's a lot of turnovers in nonchalant play at times. I know they're playing top, but they're just making stupid mistakes, whether it's penalties or otherwise. And there has been some bad calls by the refs, but there is time. There's time to come back, and the Stars don't go out like this. They don't go out just rolling over.
I don't like, my fear is they get swept, but it doesn't feel like this is going to be a short series. It feels like it's going to be a long series, but don't know if I have to go like from the way I feel like it's going to be bad. It's going to be over quickly, but Austin, I love you. And I hope, like, this is what Austin, he's been pouring the hope out. I believe in this team. It's just, oh my gosh, it is so tough. And I didn't expect Vegas to get a 2-0 lead. I thought we were going to at least win it one game, split the series. I'm cool with that. This is a big hole. Can they get out of it? Yes. To me, though, I'm going to be dialed into game 3. And, yeah, but it's a big thing because if let's go down the dark route. If Dallas gets swept or if they don't make it out of the first round, what a gut punch this is, because this is, like I've been saying it, this is probably the best Stars team in the past 25 years, and they don't make it out of the first round.
Let's not. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, Kevin. I don't want to have that conversation now because I don't believe it's going to happen.
Okay, well, but for the listener, this is a huge pivotal game. Game 3, as we're posting it, day of.
In Stars history. It's one of the most important games in Stars history.
Please, Stars win. I'm pulling out the stops. So, Austin, I've kind of let my darkness and sports sadness work. I'll let you close it out with hope.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. What do you guys think the Stars will do? Will they come back? Will they not? And please catch us in our next video.